This week sees the finalization of Bungie and PlayStation. And Haven joins PlayStation. And Skate 4 is now just called Skate. And Dragonflight Alpha has begun. So I have my work cut out for me.
Yeah, good podcast. See you next week.
Yeah, that's all I got. New releases, there's like 9 of them, and, figure it out after that.
Fuck off. No.
That's me at work. Hey, nice to see you. Get away from me. I don't want to see you again.
Welcome to the Gamers 2 Podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Well
Just
done.
start doing it as quick as possible.
Ooh, like you're reading off terms and service of a competition commercial type
Yeah,
thing?
I'd be terrible at that, so we won't do that.
Terms
Just turn into like sludge.
Terms and restrictions may apply. Please see your blah, blah, blah for details.
That'd be it. I don't have a segue.
Then I will speed read new releases.
Okay. New releases in your face.
I won't actually speed read them, just so you can actually understand them.
Okay. That's fair.
Unless you want me to.
I mean, none of them look particularly important, so it's up to you.
50-50.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll play it by ear.
All right.
Century Age of Ashes for the Series X. Well, and Xbox One. Long Live the Queen for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 3, XEL, or Zell, maybe, for the PC. Number 4, Rune Factory 5 for the PC. Number 5 is Clanfolk for the PC. That's Clanfolk with a C. Let's just make sure everybody's aware.
Okay.
Number 6, Escape Academy for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Zell also made it to the Switch, so, we'll deal with that later. And Legends of Kingdom Rush for the PC. And number 8, Power Wash Simulator came to the Xbox.
Power Wash Simulator. Popular, that one.
Yeah, man, you want to wash with power?
I don't get that one.
Power washing?
Power Wash Simulator. Just don't quite get that one.
Do you not get it in the same way you don't get Lawnmower Simulator?
I haven't seen enough of Lawnmower Simulator to make a judgment call.
Okay.
But
What about House Flipper?
You know what? I guess if as a real game, I don't get House Flipper either, but I understand it more readily.
That's consistent and correct. I was seeing where could I swerve to. I had to draw the line and see where it bended.
Yeah.
PC Building Simulator.
You know what? Doesn't do it for me either.
That one objectively I don't get.
Because
exactly. At least Power Wash Simulator, you're like, okay, I go to a place, it's dirty, I clean it up. It's like Viscera cleanup.
Yeah.
All right, I have my task is to clean this.
Mm-hmm.
House Flipper, you're given a shit house, make it good. Okay. Lawnmower Simulator, man, that grass is high. I gotta mow it down. Now, here's the thing. If you're us, I'll just go outside and do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't own if you're living in an apartment complex or an HOA and you don't have to mow the lawn, you're like, but man, I kind of want to mow the lawn. Look, there you go.
I had made an objectively bad decision yesterday. I had to mow my lawn, and I went to go weed whack afterwards. And I made the conscious decision. I thought about it. I was like, should I put safety glasses on? And I was like, nah, I'll only be doing it for a second.
Now, when you say that, though, my immediate question before you continue your story, were you wearing contacts or your glasses?
I was wearing contacts.
Okay, all right. Well, now, continue.
So, of course, I was weed whacking, as you do.
As you do.
And naturally, I did, in fact, rocket at 300 miles per hour a piece of a stem of a weed into my eyeball.
As the cards dictate.
And I look like, just in my left eye, I look like I had smoked like half a pound of marijuana.
That is an
And it
impressive
hurts
amount
so
for your
bad.
left eye.
And I don't know why. I'm actually really impressed with how quickly it recovered. So
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
I mean, it still hurts a little bit because I think I like caught my eyelid or something, the inside of my eyelid or something.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
But yeah, safety glasses.
No
joke.
I don't usually have safety glasses on, but I will
Mhm.
always have a type of glasses on.
Yeah.
Specifically when I'm weed whacking or lawn mowing, I won't wear my normal sunglasses. I'll wear the athletic like wraparound ones I have
Mhm.
because the other ones have too many holes.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have those plastic ones, but the reason why I generally don't like to grab them is because they are plastic, and after you look at them for 5 seconds, they are so scratched up that you can't see through them.
Terrible.
So
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'll usually do it for that. The one thing I don't usually do is I don't like switch to pants.
yeah, I don't do that either.
I'll let my legs live and die by my own stupidity.
That's fine. I don't care about that. But yeah, a day in the life.
Haven't done anything yet.
What
not
are you
real
thinking?
wood. I'm thinking odds.
Odds, all right. There
How's
it
that
is.
sound?
That
Weird,
sounds-
right?
Yeah, I mean, you have been evens the past few times.
Probably the past few months, for being honest.
Maybe. My
I
memory
don't
does
feel
not
like
go back.
I don't feel like I've ever switched.
I-
Maybe once.
My brain does not go back that
So
far.
I'm
It goes
feeling-
back like 2 weeks.
No, it's definitely been even both those times. So let's go to the odds, starting with number 1. Kojima Productions has warned that it may pursue legal action against false information after, I believe they call that fake news, Matt, after Hideo Kojima was falsely identified as the shooter behind the assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Is it Abe? Is
Abe.
it just Abe? It is Abe. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That makes a lot more sense. Because calling him Honest Abe, you know...
I like it.
The suspect of the shooting, Tetsuya Yamagami, which, how I blind read that correctly.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so you blind read Tetsuya Yamagami correctly, but then we're like, Shinzo Abe. I'm like, wait a second here.
Phonetically, yes.
I guess that's true. And then we have the whole Abe Lincoln thing, which doesn't help us.
Which
Abe Lincoln.
Exactly. That's the American part of it, where I just see Abe and I go, yeah. And there's no accent on the E.
That's true.
Anyway, so yes, Tetsuya Yamagami was taken into custody at the scene and later admitted to shooting Abe. In the wake of this attack, Video Games Chronicle, I'm assuming that's a Twitter handle?
That's a website, I believe.
Oh, okay. Reports that social media posts began spreading that compared Yamagami's appearance with that of Hideo Kojima. These tweets were misunderstood by politicians and news outlets to the point where Kojima was misidentified as the assassin. Kojima Productions made a statement via Twitter that partially read, quote, "We do not tolerate such libel and will consider taking legal action in some cases," end quote.
So
Which
weird.
makes sense.
It does.
You shouldn't be accused of assassinating a former anybody actually if you didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's Japan, so they're like,
I believe it was their second murder involving guns all year.
Yeah.
Because some people were running with the gun rhetoric because it was a homemade shotgun.
Mhm.
Oh, restrictions don't stop anything. And people were like, that was their second one in the year,
Mhm.
not their second one in the last hour.
So crazy because it wasn't even like a political assassination, really. It was totally out there. Classic world. Always up to no good. Anyways, number 2, Nordisk Games has acquired Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology developer Supermassive. The terms of the acquisition have not been disclosed. Nordisk had already taken a 30.7% stake in Supermassive last year, and the studio, with the studio now becoming its third wholly owned studio. So yeah, good grab, I guess. Supermassive, you know what they're gonna give you. They seem to have an audience, and if you're down for that, or you think you can add to that, why not snatch it up? suck in their profits, put them into your bottom line. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you're right.
Sure.
It's true. And I believe
Bleed the stone dry. Sorry.
And they have another one coming out, so
Wait. Is the Quarry coming out or it came out?
Quarry came out, but
Came
I
out.
believe they have a Halloween one set. I thought. I might be wrong about that, though.
I mean, I don't doubt that, but like they need to maybe calm down.
I might be wrong, though. You never know.
Well, you spoke it.
Well, that's true.
So,
We know what happens when I say things. I will win the lottery tomorrow. Or this weekend. How's that sound? This weekend. I'll give myself some space.
all right. See how that turns out.
If it happens, what do we do?
I don't know.
If I have spoken to existence, I win the lottery this weekend, and then I do. What next? The world. Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Number 3, music streaming service Spotify has bought music guessing game Heardle. I don't know why I slurred that so bad. Heardle?
I think it's Hurdle.
Hurdle? Really?
Yeah.
For a music game where you would listen because you're guessing the music and the word is here. You don't think it's Heardle.
Maybe it's Heardle. I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with Heardle.
All right, go with Heardle.
That might be the American I read what I see in me, but
I mean, you're probably right. I just don't like it.
I didn't. Neither do I. Anyway, Spotify bought them for an undisclosed sum. According to Spotify, the daily game, which sees players... Because I'm assuming it's like Wordle, so I'm assuming it's Heardle, just like...
Probably, but like, it's here or is it heard?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Hurdle. Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
Here, you finish the story. I will look it up and see how
You-
people pronounce it.
You present an interesting proposition that might be right. I did not consider that angle when initially reading. Holy shit, what am I saying? Anyway, according to Spotify, the daily game, which sees players trying to guess the name of a song by listening to it in 1-second bursts.
Have you played this?
No, but I'm kind of curious after a 1-second burst now. Because that's all. Never mind. Will be integrated into the main platform. The company said that the look and feel of Hurdle will stay the same, and it'll remain free to play for all users. Players will also be able to listen to the daily song via Spotify after completing the round. With companies like Spotify and Netflix dipping their toes into the gaming universe, do we, you, us, have any strong feelings about it? Not really.
I don't either.
My strong feelings are stick to the simple games like this.
Yeah,
Don't Amazon yourselves into making a Lord of the Rings game and then crashing and burning every time.
yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
I'm not here to give sound business advice, but every time I do, I seem to be right and make people money. So, Hurdle.
Yeah, Hurdle.
All right, Matt was.
I don't
right.
know. That was one random YouTube
Nope.
channel.
That's more than we had.
So
That's 2 against 1. Problem solved. Majority rules. Hurdle it is.
that's not how America works.
Does this podcast look like American?
True, comrade.
Our podcast.
I never even.
Wait,
I'm
in
gonna
that
be
case,
honest.
then Hurdle's out.
Yeah.
I never heard of it either.
Okay, good.
I never heard of it either, but it makes sense when you like put that in context of it's based off of the similar okay, Wordle got popular. Well, now there's Wardle.
Yeah.
Wardle. I haven't played Wardle in a while, but Wardle is the one I do enjoy playing. I know there's been other ones too.
Yeah.
Wardle, for anybody that's curious, it is WARDLE. WAR being wins above replacement, and it is a baseball player guessing one. That one was actually entertaining because it was
hard.
It can really strain you because baseball players, like major league rosters, are 25-man rosters.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then it counts anybody that was active in the last year, I believe. So it can go up to 40-man rosters essentially across 30 teams.
Yeah.
You got to know your players.
Let's see here. Number 4, Bandai Namco has confirmed it was hacked and that it is investigating the matter. In a statement to Eurogamer, the Elden Ring publisher said a third party gained unauthorized access to, quote, the internal systems of several group companies in Asia regions, excluding Japan, end quote. The company added that customer information from the toys and hobby business in Asia regions, excluding Japan, may have been affected.
So that'd just be like Southeast Asia then?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Does that count? Well, does that count Japan?
I would assume that a lot of people treat Japan as its own market, but I don't know.
Well, I feel like China would very clearly treat them as their own market because it's no longer part of it.
Yeah. The hack may have also leaked some game info. Allegedly, there's a DLC for Elden Ring coming out called Barbarians of the Badlands, and Tekken 8 could be a thing.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if this goes back to... Or no, I believe that was just an issue in their code. The hacking into the online games.
Yeah. I mean, there's clearly a theme, and it's that
Bandai Namco has issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I did talk to someone who is who I know who has like played a lot of Elden Ring and knows the lore of Elden Ring, which is crazy to me.
Oh my god, they're like the people that know the lore of Destiny.
Yeah.
Actually, the lore of Destiny might be more respectable in terms of ridiculousness.
Yeah, as far I don't know about respectable, but I think Destiny is the more ridiculous one.
Yeah. It's respectable to know all of it. Like, oh man, you went crazy. Like, you actually do know your shit. That part's respectable. But also, you're literally insane. Who the hell would ever try to do that?
Yeah, they seem to think that this is a that is probably the DLC name is probably legit, be based on the game and like the Elden Lord and all this stuff.
Sure.
So,
hey, sign me up. I believe you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, anybody tells me that there's at some point a small child you have to kill because they're the whatever, I'd just be like, yeah, sure, Elden Ring, man, I'm crazy.
Yeah, Elden Ring. I don't know.
Whatever
Something about some lady who carries around a dead baby. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you tell me. What? No maidens, bro? Like whatever you tell me, I'm in.
Some lady who like is hanging from chains, chained up, like crucified, and then she falls and turns into another. I don't know. Something from Elden Ring. I don't know.
Hand spiders.
Yep, hand spiders. The big guy and the tiny horse.
Big guy, tiny horse is always a good one.
Yep.
It's like Fat Man in Little Coat.
Yep.
Except that I believe the lore for that is that he killed his horse, and then found a way to magically make it so he technically floated above that. There's a whole thing with that. There's like a story about why that exists that way.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
And there's the like star guy that's like half open.
I don't know that one.
I think it's like the final boss.
I don't know.
I will say watching the Elden Ring speedrun from Games Done Quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure. It's
you want to talk about just confusing. Because they're just sprinting all over the place. Jump horses. They're like horses up Skyrim mountains.
Not my thing.
Not mine
Don't know how
either.
they do it. Don't know how they do it.
Let's move on to number 5 then. Unity has announced that it's entered a merger agreement with IronSource. IronSource is a platform that enables developers to monetize their apps and shift them into businesses. It will become a new subsidiary of Unity. And the deal is expected to close during Unity's 2022 Q4 period. This intended merger has raised a few eyebrows, though, since IronSource doesn't have the best reputation. They're known for packaging bloatware and sometimes malware with their installers, which is also hysterical, seeing how Unity laid off a bunch of people recently.
Yeah, I don't know the whole subsidiary thing. I've seen a lot of conflicting information on who's going to be what subsidiary and like how this is supposed to work. So,
and
FYI.
John Riccitiello?
That sounds good.
I don't know if that second I is actually supposed to be pronounced, or if it's just Riccitiello. Riccitiello? The CEO of Unity has said developers that shun monetization practices or leave them to later in the development cycle are, quote, fucking idiots, end quote.
Unity, You had a good thing going, and you're just like,
You're
fuck
just
it.
literally shooting yourselves in the feet now.
Send it.
Oh man, Unity was a respected thing. What happened to them? Money. Fuck. They're run by the old guard. No.
Unity also made a statement regarding the whole malware, bloatware thing. And they blamed it on a series of bad actors inside the Iron
Sure.
Source company.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So,
Do we have the EA thing in here? The former EA guy?
that's this guy.
It's the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
What was the EA one?
I thought there were two different guys.
I think it's the same guy.
Okay. Go, because the EA guy said that anybody that wasn't doing microtransactions is a fucking idiot, or is fucking stupid, or
yeah,
whatever.
it's the same guy. It's just for whatever reason, a lot of media is just, instead of referring to him as CEO of Unity,
Went for the more
former,
hey,
former executive at EA.
microtransactions are a bad thing at EA, and
Yeah.
here's the guy that really loves them, type of thing. Yeah, clickbaity.
Yep.
Yeah. So the funny thing with the bloatware conversation, I don't know. This is going back now a little while, but do you remember when Curse was owned by Twitch? Curse was its thing, bought by Twitch.
Yeah.
Then sold by Twitch to Overwolf.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was pissed because Overwolf is bloatware to the extreme.
Yeah.
And the only way you were going to be able to do WoW add-ons at a certain point was to get their client. You get the CurseForge client, but it came with Overwolf, and you did not have an option to not have it that way.
Yeah.
And so that spawned everybody finding ways around it.
Mm-hmm.
I used one called Azure. Not Azure. AJOUR, which is now dead.
Mm-hmm.
I used one that was that, which was an independent one that was maintained. I used WowUp, which was an independent one that was maintained. I used Wago, which is an independent one that was maintained. But a lot of them didn't point back to the Curse thing anymore because they couldn't pull from Curse. And Curse was like, eventually we're gonna officially change our API keys where people that do add-ons will have to specifically enable that you can get them.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that turns it off, you're screwed. You either have to do it manually, or which manually updating is so annoying, or you're gonna have to get our thing.
Yeah.
And luckily, right as that deadline came around, CurseForge got its head out of its ass and gave us our own launcher of just CurseForge, no Overwolf. They're like, we understand, we heard a bunch of things. It's there. Now it exists. It's in alpha, but it'll give you guys kind of what you want for now. I was like, thank you. So if enough developers complain, maybe it won't be an issue.
Maybe.
But maybe it will.
All right, number 6. The team at Haven Studios, the Canadian game developer led by industry veteran Jade Raymond, are now officially PlayStation employees. GameIndustry.biz recently interviewed Jade about how it's going. Here's some of the interesting bits from the article. The developer now has 106 employees, a rise of more than 50 since October of last year. Got a bunch of quotes that are interesting. Quote, "We had a cloud team initially that was about 6 people working on new ways to work. Now we've just welcomed another 21 engineers to focus on long-term cloud innovation because we really believe it's going to be a game changer in terms of how games are made." End quote. Quote, "Our initial part of Studio in the cloud was really a focus on starting up and building tools and the general things to get people working from home really quickly. Now we're looking at the next step. How do we innovate in terms of certain modules that the live service and engine needs? How do we do things in a more scalable way that will really enable us to have a more rapidly evolving game and more productive people? That's the dream." End quote. The company's R&D work has also caught the attention of Mark Cerny, the lead system architect behind PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Quote, "So Mark Cerny is one of the main reasons we're investing so much in R&D and in this very senior engineering team. It's not just tied to cloud, but also some more forward-thinking R&D." End quote. Haven was built with the idea of having a flat structure they have just 3 managers who are now looking after over 100 employees. And also, a little side note, Sony completed their acquisition of Bungie this week as well. So,
Interesting week.
yeah. 2 big acquisitions completed.
2 big acquisitions, but again, it's Jade Raymond. And the last few history years,
This
leave
is
me with a lot of questions, and they've left me with questions about Haven anyway.
So this is interesting. I don't think Sony at this point gives a fuck about the game anymore that they're making.
Oh, I already know what Haven's going to start making. It's called The Last of Us 2 Remastered Pro Edition.
Live service. I don't know. Like, now I'm thinking that they're just basically like, if so I've seen some things like this one's like, oh yeah, Mark Cerny's interested. I've seen other people claim that like Mark Cerny is like involved. And this article also mentioned that there's other PlayStation studios who have started to get involved with their research and development because they're like, well, what are you guys doing over there? So I'm of 2 minds of this, where I'm like really keenly interested in what they're trying to do, because like the pie in the sky ideas, it sounds like they're trying to reinvent the idea of like what a game engine is and how it works. And then the other thing that I noticed right away that gave me bad vibes was their flat structure. Because what other developer do you know of that has a flat structure? I'll give you a hint. They can't come out with 3s in their games.
And they are not a developer anymore.
Yeah. So that was Valve's original shtick, was that they were a flat structure developer where like there wasn't really, any sort of hierarchy, and developers could kind of like come and go on projects as they saw fit. So, and 3 managers for over 100 employees.
Yeah. And you're doing cloud stuff?
Yeah.
I like that, and this is not what happened, but I like the vision of it.
Mm-hmm.
The Mark Cerny clearly sitting in on a meeting. Like, let's just put the top executives at their typical monthly executive meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they've gone around the table at the end of the meeting, anybody got any talking points? You, no, you, no, you. Just kind of, hey, numbers are here, yada, yada. And for months after PlayStation 5 came out. Cerny? No, nothing. VR 2? Yeah, no, it's the same. We're still, working on it. No plans have changed. Okay, all right. Next week. Cerny? Nothing. Week after. Cerny? Nothing. And it's just been that way where they're like, do you just not want to be here anymore? Because or show up next time you like have something or whatever. He's like, no, I like learning and like hearing whatever else is going on. They're like, okay. And then it got to that like months in of just him, no. And then the 1 week where the guy passes over him because he just knows he's going to say no, so he skips him. And he goes, actually, we need to buy Haven. And they just go, who?
Who?
And he's like, it's not really much of a question or a request. Like, you're going to leave this meeting and go buy me Haven. I need whatever they have. I will talk to you guys in a month. Let me know when it's done. And then they just leave the meeting, and they're like, then he just gets up and leaves before they even continue the questions. And then now it's just a bunch of COs.
He leaves, and they're all just like, weren't we gonna buy Bungie this week?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I guess add it to the tab.
Yeah, they're just kind of looking. They all glance at the CFO, and they're like, can we swing both of those? All right, I guess we already did the Bungie. Do we just have enough money for Haven to make this all happen in 1 week, and then we can just confirm Bungie quietly later? Yeah. All right. Fuck yeah. God, can we just call Jade? I don't know. Why is he so weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's scary whenever he's into something.
It is, and the way that like
Because it's like when Kojima gets into something, you go,
it is.
"What is
And
going on?"
she made a point to say that he wasn't into it necessarily for a game's reason.
Right, which is worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I see tech. What do you have? What's going on over there? Huh?
What do you got? What do you got? Show me what you got.
Smells like blueberries.
Show me what you got.
Show me. Mark? Yeah. No, just show me. Show me. Why does the demon keep coming out in you, Mark? I don't know. Don't know what you're talking about. Never seen him before in my life.
Yeah. So and then there's Bungie.
Yeah, the Bungie one. The Bungie one, I just find it hysterical. Because a bunch of Bungie people are like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, yeah, hey. Obviously, whether or not they need to be happy about it or they don't.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, independent. But I find it so funny from the Activision days, then complain and bitch, so you went independent because you wanted to be your own people.
Twice.
Then...
Twice?
Yeah, true. Twice you complained and wanted to be independent.
And twice you got bought.
and twice you got bought after it.
3 times, actually.
Yeah, 3 times. But the most recent one being like the worst version.
Yeah, the timeline
where you left in arguably uglier than leaving Microsoft.
Oh, definitely. Microsoft was very much like a mutual thing.
Yeah, they were almost kind of like, yeah, sure, like go ahead, like trust me, we have a team that can continue this. We don't need you.
Yeah.
And then like good luck, and then now we've seen how that played out. But with them leaving Activision, it was very much like I'm burning bridges on the way out.
Yeah.
And they did their whole dog and pony show of we're going to self-publish, we are our own people, we're on our own timeline, we can put more love into the things we want to put love into, and yada yada. And then as we predicted, that caused delays over delays over delays because there's nobody holding their gun to the head to the fire anymore. Which is fine. Take the time. Like that means you're not going to get a rush product, which is good. But that means that they don't actually have an understanding for how their timetables need to be.
Yeah.
And delays, and then this happens and people are celebrating again, and I'm like, so in 2 years, when you bitch, complain, and leave again, what are we going to do?
I think Bungie as we know it is effectively gone.
It's like we're on a...
Because like Sony's not as forgiving as like Microsoft and Activision as far as like letting things escape.
Yeah.
They'd rather strip you for parts and close you.
Mostly because Microsoft and Activision made so much money that they were like, whatever, man, I got Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I can see ya.
So I think it's my whole thing of what I think is going to happen is Bungie's going to keep doing their thing and nothing's going to get particularly better. And Sony's going to get to the point of like, hey, we did it your way. It didn't work. We're kicking the door in.
Mine.
Yeah, we're kicking the door in and we're taking over.
Yeah. Have you heard of Destiny 3? Here we go.
Yeah. Which
it's very
I'm not saying that's either a good thing either. I'm just saying like
it's just what will happen.
Yeah.
And it's very much a sine wave that is starting to get more and more rapid.
Yeah.
We started out with
those troughs and peaks are getting higher and lower.
Yeah. We started with a nice, 70 beats per minute. They're alive. Now we're starting to work out.
Yeah.
We're at about 120. Yeah. We going all over the place.
We get to 140, it's getting dicey.
When 180 happens,
yeah, that's
Bungie's coming in with, or Sony's coming in with a sedative.
Yep.
Sedative, not a sedative, a sedative.
Yeah, well, maybe they're coming in with a sedative as well.
Whatever that is.
I don't that exactly. Watch the fuck out.
Which for them is a remake of Destiny 1.
Oh,
because that's all Sony knows how to do. It's like, hey, what would it be like if we remade Destiny 1? Like, well, we could just do that in Destiny 2. No. We put out Destiny, the remake, and people will eat it up. And meanwhile, Neil Druckmann's just standing in the corner like, yes. Give them to me to have them help me build the Last of Us multiplayer that we don't have done.
Don't say these things.
it's gotten too big. The scope's too big.
Sometimes you say things, and I'm just like, come on. That sounds like, that's like, I just can feel like the inner, like, that inner Sony executive just being like, oh, yes. Like, that's the best idea I've ever heard.
Why do they sound like the possessed guy from the first Men in Black?
Oh, I don't know.
The alien. It's very much, because here's the thing, right? When we break it down and we think about it, Druckmann came out, said, "Hey, we're doing the multiplayer," but it kind of got a mind of its own, and it got really big.
Yeah.
Huh. Who knows how to do a multiplayer shooter pretty well over a large map to the point where they had multiple planets? Huh. Interesting. So what's going on over there? That's a meme that you won't get.
So, speaking of terrible ideas,
Okay.
here's my really pessimistic side about Haven. So they're working on this so-called like cloud and game engine, cloud like work environment.
Yep. I can already tell you another idea. So continue.
So my pessimistic side is saying that Sony sees this, and what they're hoping they're going to do is kind of go studio agnostic and basically pull an Ubisoft, where they make all of their studios via this cloud idea work on all of their games.
Oh, EA style.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I was thinking like Ubisoft style, where it doesn't go well at all. But I guess EA probably does the same thing.
Well, EA was the Ubisoft would be the goes poorly across everything, but they haven't dictated like the Frostbite issue that EA did dictate. Everybody use our engine and causes issues. I'm just double checking on who bought a company really quick. For my entire speculation.
Okay.
I was correct. The patents were sold to them.
Okay. We're getting deep now. Patents.
OnLive.
Yeah, I went to Sony.
Went to Sony.
Yeah.
Sony hasn't figured it out yet. Sony's been sitting on the idea.
Of
that was the entire idea, was having that cloud full streaming service. You can preview people that are playing other games. Like, it was basically Twitch streaming, but you could hop in, like, help somebody. It was the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had it all, and then the patents went to Sony. And now Sony's been sitting on them for years. And he's probably got the red string diagrams between everything, trying to figure it all out. And then he heard this, and he went, I like it. But also for dev, we could integrate. And then mind exploded. He basically ended up with that Galaxy Brain meme where it just so many particles and shiny moments in his head that you're going to see a project come out of Sony in the next 4 years that when you look at it, you go, oh man, that's a pretty new idea. And anybody else that knows about it from like 2012 goes,
that's a pretty old idea.
That's OnLive's corpse. What did you do to it? And it would be basically OnLive in a trench coat.
Okay.
Like two OnLive stacked together in a trench coat.
Well, didn't they bought OnLive, but they bought another one of those as well.
I don't remember if they bought Gaikai or not.
I think they did, because I remember
one of them got bought by Microsoft. Like, they all kind of split up. Mm-hmm. Everybody started buying different things.
We looked into this a couple weeks ago, and I think Sony ended up with two of them, which we thought was weird. I thought was weird. One of them eventually became PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
but
that's where it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
that's my tinfoil.
And this next news article might fit nicely into that slice as well, as far as the another piece.
Another piece of my complicated pie.
Yeah.
Number 7, PlayStation has announced a new loyalty program called PlayStation Stars. The program is currently in early tests and launches later this year and will be free to join. Loyalty points will be earned in a variety of ways. For example, playing a game only once a month will complete the monthly check-in challenge. Other activities will require players to unlock specific PlayStation trophies, win tournaments, or be the first in their local time zone to unlock the Platinum Trophy on a new release. Oh. PlayStation Plus members will receive points with every purchase they make via the PlayStation Store. These points can then be redeemed for prizes and a catalog with items available ranging from the PSN wallet funds to select PlayStation products, according to the PlayStation blog. Other rewards included digital collectibles, digital representations of PlayStation memorabilia such as figurines of characters or previous Sony devices. And holy shit, if the other... To spin back into this, we're gonna go for it, Matt.
All right.
On Live, Haven, Gaikai if they actually bought it. PlayStation Now, they kind of got shut down. The PlayStation Plus revamp, this stuff, cloud things, rewards points, giving you collectibles. What is something? Answer my riddles 3. What is something that would have been a great place to house, store, and show off your collectibles?
PlayStation Home.
Good answer.
Nailed it.
We're bringing it back this time with VR capability.
Yeah, well, I kind of had the same thought because it didn't register to me what the loyalty program was called, but it's called PlayStation Stars. And I was like, oh, they're going to come back with a PlayStation Home, and it's going to be something like PlayStation Galaxy or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And when you actually go to the movie theater now, you can actually just pop in a VR headset and be in there.
Yeah.
They're going to make a PlayStation Home VR chat.
I mean, they got all the stuff now. They have Sony Pictures, so they got their movies and all that. They bought Crunchyroll and Funimation.
And when you have PlayStation Plus Premium tier, the $100 a year, you get access to those in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm making them money. You call it PlayStation Galaxy if you want. That's fine. You have PlayStation Stars, which is your rewards points. You can buy all those things. They're what allow you to outfit your avatar. But you basically are making VR chat if you want it. So you have your avatar and you can walk around and do the same thing. You can just be in VR, wander around the world, hop in the movie theater, do whatever. Yeah, like, it's all right there. It's all easy.
PlayStation Now was Gaikai.
Okay, yeah. We can see it all, Matt.
See it all. Now, whether they take those pieces and put it together and create our vision, we'll never know.
It's free money. It's free real estate.
Free real estate. Crazy.
Then all you do, you want to show off like the sweet trophy. You serialize the trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved.
Oh, boom, NFTs.
Yeah. without calling them that, and without everybody freaking out about it.
Yep. That was my original thought when I read the story when I was getting the news together, and I was like reading about. I'm like, they're fucking slipping in NFTs on us.
Yeah. Just don't call it that. Nobody will freak out.
Yeah, no one will care. And don't make you pay for them.
Yeah. Except for when you buy My Name is Mayo, smash X 75,000 times and you get your trophy.
So, except for 5 years from now when you roll out the marketplace to where you can exchange and sell,
Trophies.
Your collectibles.
Or well, I guess
your digital
it'd be
collectibles.
from the catalog, yeah, not the trophies.
Yeah. They just take a small cut, 15%. Anyways, on to some more fun news. Nintendo has acquired...
Somebody at Sony just woke up and went, I just had a fever dream. But it's a great idea. They're just quickly writing everything in a notebook next to their bed, getting ready for the now, even though it's Friday night, getting ready for the Monday meeting that they're about to call.
With Mark Cerny.
Oh, 100%. and Cerny's going to go, oh my God, you're right. Those two boys in New York, hire them.
It's starting to sound like a South Park episode or something.
Yeah. Except then we're going to have the moment where Cerny goes, I know I got Haven, but now I want two other things. Matt
two
and
little
Nate.
boys.
Oh, put them in my cottage, thank you. Which one? What?
Yes. All right, number 8. Nintendo has acquired CG production company Dynamo Pictures. Dynamo. It's the name of a Gundam. Anyways.
It's the name of a singer.
Ah, there you go. And we'll rename it to Nintendo Pictures.
I don't think he's been popular since like early 2000s.
Damn. The new
Why is everything becoming whatever Pictures?
I know, it's dumb. The new subsidiary will, quote, focus on development of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP, end quote, and the, quote, planning and production of visual content, including CG animation, end quote. The company's IMDb page lists credits on dozens of titles, including motion capture work on Death Stranding and Persona 5, and post-production work on Metroid Other M? Is that a title?
Yes.
Okay. Metroid Other M.
Wrong. I believe, wrong for me. I don't believe it was a singer. I believe it's actually a magician.
Magician.
British though. That's how I know.
That sounds like a magician name. So,
but it's British. That's how I know about it because it was referenced in the shows I do peruse.
Ah.
But all right, I guess we'll see what happens. Everybody kind of getting into the movie gang.
Yeah. The Dynamo Gundam had a shit ton of green armor on it, and it was like a sniper Gundam. Guy ends up getting his eyes shot out. Then he dies.
Oh, I think you showed me that one.
Maybe. And he gets his eyes shot out, which is, he's...
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. He's a fucking sniper dude. Has no eyeball. And then...
but wasn't he fighting, like... Wasn't he supposed to be fighting, like, some ridiculously badass thing when that happens, I thought? I thought he was in, like, a really weird fight. I could have sworn you made me watch the clip, but I might be just making things up.
I don't think so, because that was 00. Oh,
okay.
That was Gundam 00, which is... It's one of my favorites, but it's hard to like introduce people to it because
it's hard to introduce me to Gundam, and I don't even care how good
Gundam is just.
I mean,
weird.
Tequila Gundam's still up there, but like
Tequila Gundam's up there.
I still couldn't watch it unless we were just sitting in the same room.
There's just
I wouldn't
Viking Gundam.
I wouldn't know what was going on. I would like
Zeus Gundam.
Exactly. I have to have you around
So
though
good.
to answer these questions.
So good, Zeus Gundam with his fucking. Can't. All right.
Number 9. Some Skate 4 details have been announced. First off, Skate 4 is actually called Skate. So we're going to drop the 4 now. And is stylized in all lowercase with a period at the end. So it's no longer a name of a game. It is just a thing you do.
Yeah.
They call them verbs.
All right. English class.
Yikes. Why'd you put yikes?
Because I had stylized title thing. It's a little cringe.
But this makes a lot more sense than Skate: Jedi Fallen Order.
I mean, I'm not a fan of that either.
Skate: Board Go Wee.
I mean, that'd be funny.
Chris Cuz Perry, creative director on Skate, said the new game is not a sequel, remake, reboot, or remaster of the original Skate, but something new. The new Skate will be free to play and is coming to Windows PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms with full cross-play and cross-progression. A mobile version of the new Skate is also in development. The developers did not announce a release window for any version of the game, only committing to when it's ready. The developers said that Skate will have microtransactions to fund its continued development, but said they will largely be cosmetic. The team said that it's looking to games like Apex Legends as inspiration for monetization. Fans can sign up to playtest the game for a pre-alpha look. I like that version of monetization.
Cosmetic only.
As long as it's also still not egregious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't make a random white t-shirt cost $75.
Yeah.
But I understand if the full chicken costume costs $75.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still at a ridiculous price, but I understand at that point versus just a t-shirt.
I don't really have a horse in this race. I don't really care what they do.
I'm fine with the name. I enjoy the free-to-play idea, though it wouldn't have mattered to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say they're looking at things like Apex, I think Apex has a decent model of being correct.
Yeah.
So
there you go. How about the pre-alpha?
I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah.
This is a very much like once it's done.
Yeah. Gotta get those free QA testers.
Like, you want to beta test Madden?
No.
Exactly. Like, that's, yeah.
I think I'm kind of over the whole beta testing thing. Like,
the only time I'm intrigued by it is stuff like MMOs.
Yeah.
Like initial Destiny launch when we were all in for the demo, where, very much, where can we get?
Yeah.
Let's run around and break things.
Yeah.
And same
that
thing
and like for those games, I feel like we're kind of treating them as demos as well. Like
right, because things like the MMOs, like WoW's Alpha, which we'll talk about in a bit. Even though I'm not going to play it, I'm very intrigued in like watching what's going on and figuring out like the new things that are coming, because it's going to be a live service game, not something like I'm not going to beta test Horizon.
Yeah,
where it's going to put me 30 hours, I'm going to be done, and I'm not going to pick it back up again. Like, wow, I'm going to play for 2 years, so let's see what's up.
Yeah. Number 10, everyone seems to be tweeting about how well their stuff has sold, so here's a roundup. It Takes Two has sold over 7 million. Ghost of Tsushima is at 10 million, or a little over 10 million.
Those were both pretty good. Let's not tell the Sony Ben people about Tsushima, though.
Yep. In Japan, Xbox Series lifetime sales are double that of the Xbox One's figures.
I believe that.
260,000 versus 115,000 so far.
I was going to say, remember, the Xbox One shit launch.
Yep.
And was objectively reviled in PlayStation in Japan.
Yep. Cuphead's Delicious Last Course DLC has sold 1 million. Shredder. It's not been out very long. TMNT Shredder's Revenge has sold 1 million. Same story. Hasn't been out that long and pretty good.
Also, I don't know what like stuff like that's on Game Pass. I don't know if that counts as sales.
I kind of doubt it does, but
I also doubt, but that number goes up at that point.
Resident Evil 2 Remake has sold over 10 million. Another big one.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot for a Resident Evil game.
It is. It is. I didn't put it in the doc, but one of the things that popped up was apparently the PC market. I don't know. I think it was specifically like PC hardware, but I'm not 100% sure on this. Apparently is down almost 13%, which is the first time it's declined in some substantial amount of time, like 12 years or something like that. But it kind of makes sense with the chip shortage and the state of trying to get PC components and everything else.
Yeah, that's true. All right, number 11. We had a whole thing written about how the WoW Dragonflight expansion alpha should be coming extremely soon, and Nate did predict it this week, and then Blizzard went and released it on Thursday. Get fucked, nerds.
Yeah, basically.
Blizzard has said that the expansion will launch this December. They haven't said that. But going by the running times of alphas and betas from previous expansions, some are suggesting that a release in spring 2023 is more likely. I'm only saying that they haven't said December, just that the Battle.net launcher says on or before December 31st, the typical placeholder date, which is why everybody made the yell for it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they made some alpha changes. Quote, instead of having this long alpha, let's compress it a bit and focus the feedback on specific things each and every week. Aspects of the expansion, like zones, will only be available in the alpha for a short amount of time, like how they do rate testing. The idea is to get more focused feedback and to keep more secrets from being data mined.
Any strong feelings so far? Anything you find interesting? Anything?
I think the dragon stuff looks pretty cool. The dragon riding, some people I've watched a few streams like people flying around, not just as the dragon, but like doing the dragon riding thing and like watching the swoops and the dives and the flaps and the amount how fast you can get going. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool to traverse with. The Drakthir Evoker class, the Destruction and Preservation one, looks pretty cool. Looks like it's got some fun movement and stuff going on.
My limited, dabbling through news, all of the stuff that I've seen, specifically a lot of it about Evoker and the Drakthir. Say it again, Drakthir.
Yes,
Drakthir has been really positive.
Yes,
so that's weird.
Give it time.
They'll find things they hate.
Yeah, they always do. Shiny new toys. Everybody's gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some other things like the UI is getting a revamp. But that was announced when Dragonflight was announced. I want to see more and more of that. Like, let me have a fully customizable UI and let me get rid of quite a few of my add-ons.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very nice. Still use like weak auras and then some add-ons for like very specific things, but for the overall UI, I shouldn't need an add-on to make it look like what I want to look like. Especially when our frame of reference is Star Wars in 2012, having a fully customizable UI.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. New zones are always fun. These ones so far look, at least the one that they're in, which is the is there whatever, looks pretty. So I'm so far I'm happy. We'll continue to see as more zones and more things unlock and more talent trees and stuff come out. But so far I'm happy. I'm slightly above content. I'm excited because there's always just new things to do, but I'm not gonna do what I see a bunch of people doing, where they get so excited that they're hyping themselves up. When you and I have been around the block enough to know you don't do that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to, just from like an objective perspective, if they're going to keep the same amount of alpha time roughly and just keep it more focused so they get more feedback overall, or if they're going to try to shorten the alpha time. I'm curious to see how that plays out and what ramifications it has.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. You might be able to shorten it when you do the focus stuff, because then you should be able to address things faster than trying to sift through like what's important and what's not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. The ramifications would be interesting. But again, as you and I know, you don't hype yourself up and start telling yourself lies. You only go with the facts that you have, and you keep your excitement level neutral.
Yeah. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yep.
Anything else?
I have already wanted to choke out like 7 people in that Discord.
Gotta.
The old guild, my old, not the old guild, but the last guild I was in's Discord of, some people just doing the whole, oh, this is going to save everything for me. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm like, dude, you got like 8 months, buddy. Just, let's tone this back. I mean, that person is a angsty college kid, so
whatever, they don't understand that concept.
Their emotions. Other ones are smart enough to, or I would think are old enough and smart enough to not be looking at this like the second coming of Christ, but some of them are, and I'm like, guys, absolutely no game is that way. Please stop, for the love of God. Or there's other people in there that have stopped playing months ago but are still complaining about the game. So I'm like, oh, why? Just move on. Like, why are you here?
Chaos.
But anyway, that's a me issue.
Anything else about Dragonflight?
Nope, just looking forward to it.
All right, now we got a roundup of short things that we didn't go ham on. Meta is finally rolling out Meta accounts for their Quest VR headset, so you won't need a Facebook account. Not that it matters as far as data collection is concerned.
I say, isn't that also just
the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I saw that announcement. I go, that's not what people were complaining about.
Yeah.
People were complaining about having to interact with you at all.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, just give us the hardware.
And give me back my Oculus account.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? With the hot weather, Nintendo Japan has issued a PSA of sorts. They say to only use your Switch in the ambient temperature range of 41 degrees Fahrenheit to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Not to block the intake and exhaust ports, and that the unit will go to sleep if it begins to overheat. The one you were waiting for here, The Last of Us Part 1 has gone gold. It'll be out September 2nd.
I saw that get announced, and I actually started laughing at work, to the point where my coworker's like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, I don't even want to tell you.
Fucking bullshit. The Sega...
It's like a game that came out 10 years ago went gold again.
Yeah.
For the third time.
The Sega Genesis Mini 2 is coming to North America on October 27th. Nintendo Japan has updated its corporate social responsibility information section of its website, which now states that it recognizes same-sex marriage. It looks like... You're going to love this one. It looks like Amazon Game Studios is working on another MMO based on some of their LinkedIn profiles.
Man, they've nailed it with the last 4.
Yep. Company of Heroes 3 is coming out November 17th.
Interesting.
Bayonetta 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch on October 28th. EA is officially removing BioWare points as far as a form of currency in the Origin store on PC. To make up for it, EA is now offering most DLC from Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3 to all players for free. Assassin's Creed location rumors have started making the rounds. Do you want to make some guesses?
Ooh. Are they new or are they all new?
There was a first rumor, and then there was a Jason Schreier refuted and said what he heard.
Okay. But are they new to the series?
Yes. Both are. Well, no. Yes. Yes. They both are new.
All right. Spain.
No.
Okay. How many guesses do I get?
How many do you want?
3.
Okay.
India.
No. Was that there was a third? It's getting convoluted with the Assassin's Creed locations. So, these are related to the next game coming out.
Yeah.
And then there was also rumors about the game that's coming out after Infinity, but we're gonna ignore those ones.
Oh, okay.
I think the one after Infinity might have been like,
okay,
but I'm not 100%. Actually, no, it was Japan. Was that one?
Okay, which that one has existed before. That's a Liberation game.
Okay,
but I wasn't sure if you would know that, so I wasn't gonna guess Japan.
That's fine.
Australia.
That would be interesting.
Something about a good eye might Assassin's Creed. Crocodile Dundee Assassin's Creed would just be so good.
That would be interesting.
It would make sense. Britain, Syndicate, and the other ones.
Yeah.
Criminal colonized Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me an assassin didn't make it there? A Templar didn't make it there? You're going to tell me that in their weird, convoluted, entire way of world building, one of those genius organizations wouldn't think.
I mean, you're not wrong.
If we put the relics on the prison continent, surely nobody would think to look there.
You're not wrong.
And then it becomes a Far Cry game because you walk around with a pet alligator the entire time, and
some spiders maybe.
Rather than riding camels, alligators.
So the first rumor was, so they say Aztec. That's not really a location, but like.
Okay, so we'll take Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico, Central America.
Yeah, I was gonna guess there. Rio de Janeiro was another option, but I figured I'd stay out of South America. But I guess hey, there you go.
Jason Schreier refuted that rumor and said that the next one's taking place in Baghdad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could make sense because it depends on how they want to tie in Valhalla because of Basim. Because now he's in the world.
Yeah, but maybe they're not going to even continue that part of the arc.
Genuinely, who fucking knows? And frankly,
doesn't matter.
Cares?
Yeah. If they did Baghdad, they could go back to some of the other, because like Baghdad's in the Middle East, where like a bunch of the other games took place. So
Remake Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, whatever. It's,
Honestly, remake it. It would be so good. Let me be Altair again.
Yeah.
And you could actually do something instead of having that weird middle loading zone between the 3 cities.
Yeah. Ubisoft they don't do good ideas.
That's true. I could give them millions of dollars. You know what's funny? Speaking of things that they don't do good ideas, take a guess what game came out 4 weeks ago now. I randomly saw it, and I went, "Oh, that came out." It wasn't on our new release list. I saw nothing about it. I just all of a sudden saw that it was out.
Was it an Ubisoft game?
Yeah.
The only thing I know of that came out recently from them was Resurgence.
Not that.
No idea.
Roller Champions.
That came out.
Exactly.
Really?
Yep. It's on Epic. Season 1 Battle Pass and everything.
Seen literally nothing.
Yep. And I saw it and I went, wow, they didn't even bother.
Wow. That's interesting. Razer is going head-to-head with Elgato's Stream Deck with the launch of its new $270 stream controller.
Honestly, I thought you weren't going to say dollar. I thought you were going to say button, and I would have lost my mind.
It's
because that would have been Razer.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of...
You have 24 buttons? We added a 0 plus 30.
This is what I like about it, though, is they kind of missed the point on the stream controller. Because the whole idea of the Stream Deck or whatever is it has physical buttons.
Yeah.
And you'll know, to me, the idea is that, you can set it up in such a way to where, you don't have to look at it to use it.
Well, yeah, because you can program the buttons to just be whatever, so if you just know where you put things, you just press it and move on.
The Razer one it has, I think 2 knobs, 4 physical buttons on the bottom, but the whole unit essentially is a touchscreen.
Oh.
So, I don't know, I'm not...
I mean, if it's a touchscreen with just a bunch of buttons on it, that you can still just... Because the whole thing is meant for doing quick scene swaps, quick, playing of other things,
I think there's 4 physical buttons on the bottom and, a knob or 2 towards the top. And the rest is all touchscreen.
And it's all RGB.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Razer thing. You know, it looks Razer.
It's unbelievably over the top and misses the point.
Yep. Survios is partnering up with 20th Century Games to develop a new single-player action horror VR game set in the Aliens universe.
Interesting.
Annapurna has partnered with Travel Cat to make a limited edition stray-themed backpack for your cat.
And
a harness.
And
they're giving it away?
And
I don't know.
Annapurna also partnered with I don't know if it was only one or if there's multiple. I believe it was the Nebraska Humane Society.
Yeah, the Humane Societies.
Where I think it was the Nebraska one. I think. I'm not positive. And I don't know if they did it with more than one or if it was just this one. Where if you donated, I believe it was $5 to the shelter, that entered you in a chance to win a copy of the game. Which I'd like to see them do for a lot of shelters, but...
Yeah. The backpack is rated for up to a 25-pound kitty.
Not a big kitty.
That's a big kitty.
Not a big kitty.
There's a harness, too. It's $40, and the backpack will set you back $140. Travel Cat is a brand, so, the backpack you can get normally. The stray-themed one is special colors.
Yeah, I think it's got, the purple tint to it and stuff.
Yeah, it's got the stripes or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like the one from the game.
Some images have leaked from a canceled Ubisoft game codenamed Project Ion. The images hint at something sci-fi akin to Mass Effect, maybe. It actually looked interesting compared to Ubisoft's usual stuff as of late. There's a link to images. I can show you them later.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Look better than that. more interesting. I don't know.
Skull and Bones space expansion.
343 Industries talked about Halo Infinite co-op and was supposed to release the beta this week, but it did not go as planned. The co-op looks like I like some of the things that they did. So like if you're in a fire team or whatever, it defaults you to whoever has the least amount of progress.
Okay.
So you essentially like can effectively like not spoil the game for people and everyone,
Right.
and everyone like everything goes to everyone. So like if you everyone gets save progression.
Right.
What was the other cool things? The things that you would hope to have, like enemy scaling, AI scaling, ammo scaling, everything scales with the amount of people.
I don't want to like shit on your parade.
Go ahead.
And I mean, you're not really parading, so it's not really like I'm shitting on that.
Yeah.
But these are things that
Should have been out a year ago.
And are fairly standard
Mm-hmm.
across any multiplayer game.
That's true for the most part,
Far
but
Cry has done it for the last 3.
the problem is
We were murdering racist god whatever people in Montana.
God-fearing men.
Well, one thought he was God, so that's a little different, but in Montana and rolling together. Now, okay, there's the one thing they didn't get right. They didn't do the same progression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what did? Wolfenstein.
What else was there? Shared Skulls.
Yep.
I think that's it. For the
Shared
most part.
Skulls is a funny one. Because I remember, at least in Halo 3, it was not that way.
No.
You had to physically go over and touch it.
Yep.
But I feel like you also could have just grabbed it and thrown it at somebody, and then they picked it up. I don't remember, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, they made a point to point out certain things that you would expect there to be, but, like, I guess
But at the
you
same
kind
time,
of can't. You kind of can't assume anything nowadays, but, like,
yeah.
you can grapple off other Spartans.
Which
like,
I can't wait to see when
the wacky shit that people
when
do.
AGDQ comes around, which is Awesome Games in January,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a co-op Halo Infinite speedrun that is meant for them just piggybacking off of each other.
Yeah.
They already do one skip in the Infinite run where they rocket themselves across the map.
Yeah, I can only imagine what they'd come up with multiple people with multiple grappling guns.
Yeah, the stuff they do with the grappling gun already,
Mm-hmm.
dumb.
Yeah.
Now put 2 of them in. Dumb.
That's really it for news.
All right, well then we speedrun the end then. It's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Tried to take my eye out.
Typical.
Yep, typical. Work slow. We played Sniper Elite.
We did. We got 2 missions done.
Yeah, making
I think we only have 2 to go.
progress.
We either have 2 or 3 to go. I think
The
it's
last
2.
one we very much. I don't think I saw you like at all the entire mission because we very much just were like. We like fanned out and just started murdering people.
I started it from the beginning of not realizing where I was standing with my binoculars out, and then that just caused issues.
Yeah, that it was just like, well, I guess we're here. I go killing again. Like,
Yeah, we sped ran through the last missions to get the new guns.
yeah,
Then I had the new guns out, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll just kind of like scout and looking around, and I'm standing in a field with hay bales, not noticing that to my right are 2 guys working on a truck that slowly started noticing me, and I didn't realize it until they started shooting me, and then I panicked and couldn't like put my binoculars away and crouch and like figure out what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And then, yeah, as Matt said, that very much became, well, here I go killing again, and I'm just loading my gun going, shame, and it's just... We set that alarm off in the first 5 minutes, and it didn't turn off for like 20.
It just was going the entire time.
You're like, oh, there's a tank. All right, cool. I might as well have been Yosemite Sam running through the field. Just 2 pistols out and just...
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see you, I think, until like the end of that mission when we were at like the final
What's funny
town.
though is we were like crisscrossing on the map. So like you were at one side and I was at the other side, and then we like swapped sides, and then like we just
like,
kept.
oh, you're over here now. Okay, I'm gonna go back over there. I'm over here. You're over there, and then we were shooting at it. We were cross-firing our field of fire was cross.
Yep, because I was taking out people that were like, shooting at you, and then you were taking out people that were shooting at me.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time.
It was great.
But again, we're playing on hard.
It really needs to be harder.
Yeah,
like
I need a
but
step
authentic
between,
is like a little too
I
hard.
want one
almost.
step between the two.
Yeah, which I guess we could probably like,
Yeah, we could do it with the
put
custom
it on
settings.
authentic and then just put the scope stuff on.
Yeah,
But oh well.
but yeah, it's fun. It'll be interesting with the next 2, because I think that's 8 and 9. I think we finished 7.
Okay.
And I believe that's 8 and 9, which are the final 2.
Mm.
And 7 was also like the smallest one we've probably been on,
It was really small.
like comparatively anyway.
Yeah, it was extremely small.
It was very small, but it did allow us to get a lot of like snipes off. Minus
Mhm.
the fact that there were multiple times where I just had 7 dudes running out of a house at me.
Yep. Yep.
What's going on over there? I don't know. Made some friends. Hold on. Busy. Still haven't gotten the 8 organ kills. I don't know which one I missed. I'm 7 out of 8.
I think they don't register right because those like 3 shots I didn't between starting the mission and getting the medal or whatever, I only shot people. I shot people 3 times in the stomach
Mm-hmm.
and like twice in the liver, and there was no weird, and a couple times in the kidneys, and it
Or
randomly
something, yeah.
dinged on like a stomach shot again, and I was like,
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I'll get it at some point. It
Yeah.
would honestly be hysterical if I managed to say 7 out of 8 throughout the entire game while trying to get it.
yeah, I think you just need to start shooting people in the gut and randomly like,
Yeah. That's what I started in the beginning of the mission. And then that very quickly devolved to me going back to doing my patented eye shot.
yeah.
And
I was trying to get it, so that's why I was just shooting everyone in the stomach. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll ricochet around, hit something.
well, I should have continued into that, but I went back to just give me their head, give me their eye, bang.
Yeah, I mean, it's second nature. You're just like, yeah, head, boom, headshot.
That, and
Boom,
I
headshot.
have a horrible sense for the eyes.
Yeah.
Don't know why in that game. Have not like successfully gotten the kill cam for a testicle shot, but I have removed eye sockets the entire time. But still fun, enjoying it.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, 2 to go.
I'm kind of like getting just. We're getting closer to the end. I'm like getting like already getting like so sad about it because there isn't more.
Now that being said, I do want to finish it
Mm-hmm.
and then try the survival thing.
Like the wave combat.
Yeah. Because I'm curious, is that just like D-Day waves where we get to just sit in bunkers and people rush at us and we just play snipes? Or is it that we are on a map and they can just spawn in from anywhere in the entire outside of the map and run in?
I don't know.
Like,
I
that
don't
would be
know what would be
interesting.
worse.
The city one, like the idea of them 360 spawning would be a lot more fun.
I think it would be too, because like
Like you just can't tell.
yeah, if you're like in a bunker, then it's kind of
Right,
You
but
know.
you'd want to be able to like constantly move around the map. Like
mm,
just give us the map we were on and 360 spawn people. So
yeah.
you can go get in the top of the church if you want, but you might end up in a point where there's just so many people that if you don't have any more traps set down below, like that actually might be the first time that you want to put mines down or whatever.
Yeah. The dude made the invasions look fun, but I know it would like really piss me off.
Oh, it would. I wouldn't, because of how much it would piss me off if we had invasions on and got invaded and killed. I won't do it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I'd be furious,
Yeah, there's
especially the ones where you knife the guy.
mhm.
Oh, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Mhm. And then yeah, I don't know. Maybe Halo co-op will be out by then.
Maybe I can be reconvinced to download it.
try out co-op. I'd like to do
I hope
that.
it doesn't suck.
Yeah, theoretically.
Play on Legendary.
Yep.
I would have been your daddy's skull turned on.
Just
Grunt birthday party. Because I need those voice lines, and every time I pop one of those heads, just wee!
confetti.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just been that and WoW. So
Yeah, I don't have anything other than Sniper Elite and normal boring life things. Watching our few episodes of anime. When we are trying to relax and have downtime, we've been rewatching Stranger Things. Still going through. I'm on my second book of the Pacific Theater. Which is, a wild ride.
yeah, there's kind of a lot going on over there.
Yeah. It's amazing how it's I feel like war, like large scale war, is just dumb luck. It's just dumb luck.
There is definitely. I mean, there should be like a MacArthur quote of something where it's like, "Well, war is 80% planning, 10% your men, and then 50% luck." And
Yeah.
That's not 100.
That's kind of what it feels like. It's just like, it is interesting though. I mean, like, the thing is, it can get slow though, because like they switched narrators, so that's kind of
in the middle of the book.
No, like the second book's a
Oh,
different
okay.
narrator than the first book.
It's like the idea that they basically do the Monty Python end of the movie where the cops come in and arrest them, and then they just finish it out with a bunch of B actors. So it's like the middle of the book is like chapter 3, and then chapter 4 immediately it's somebody else, and you're like, what the fuck?
But they go into the minutia of like the battles and the planning and like who had what, like the fine details of every single engagement, every single situation, and like, orders went here to here to here, and but it changed here for this. Like they go all in, which in one sense is really interesting, but in another sense it can get really slow sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
That's one of those moments where for me it would probably be annoying to listen to, but if it was like a video and they were like, you had scenes and they were like really showing you like it, this is the line it took, so you have a scope and like an idea of how far things were going and whatever.
Yeah,
like, okay, I get that.
I mean, that's what would be really helpful. Would be just a map.
Yeah,
would be helpful just so you kind of know what's going on. But there's a lot of interesting stories in there and stuff, and like it's. Well, I mean, it's interesting because, like, basically, I mean, to sum it up, they do it by years. So the middle book is 1942 to 1944, I think.
Okay.
And essentially, at this point, like the U.S. is strictly winning because we can outproduce Japan, essentially. Like, we're just straight up outproducing them.
By that point.
But at this point, like, Japan's skills and equipment are, like, still a little bit better than ours, so.
Yeah. Well, their fight, it's the old, and it's the truth of that, like, 1944 or whatever, of we had the infrastructure to continuously supply everything.
Yep.
And could just overwhelm at a point, but you're fighting on not your own territory, and you're dealing with Southeast Asia, which they know the entire thing. And going back to holy shit, what are those episodes?
Supernova, the East.
Going west, no, east. Yeah, Supernova, that goes through the times where China tried to take over Japan, and it's like getting into Japan is not like an easy thing.
Nope. They had really good torpedoes.
Yeah.
Like, really good torpedoes. Like, I know I know Dan Carlin talks about it in Supernova of the East, but, like, I mean, he talked about it a few times, but it's still, like, almost like it's even more than emphasized.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like, like our torpedoes would hit. They just would never detonate.
Yeah.
So they just hit and bounce off or break up. Whereas like
theirs were hitting and
detonating
damage.
Yeah. But then like for whatever reasons our ships are built like brick shit houses. So like they'd abandon a ship that they thought was gonna like the US thought was gonna sink because like it was hit like 3 times with the torpedoes and like it had been bombed and it was on fire and it had like a 20 degree fucking list. And they would abandon it, and then like some destroyers would try to scuttle it, and the ship would take like 19 torpedoes and wouldn't sink. And they're like, what the fuck is going on with this thing? Because half the time they'd shoot it from the opposite side, so it would flood the opposite side of the ship, and it would ballast it out.
Yeah.
It's just wild, like some things. Anyways, yeah, enough history.
All right, but yeah, that's all I got then.
Yeah, I got none.
All right, cool. 7 days. We will see you then. Bye-bye.